Welcome back, and you are joining with me for Ancillary Physics 3, and you are watching Electricity and Electronics, Unit number 2, Current Electricity. And today we are going to see two topics. One is the expression to calculate the unknown resistance using Wheatstone bridge under the Carey-Foster's method. And second topic that we are going to discuss is thermal coefficient of a given resistance, right? That means how the resistance is going to change if you increase the temperature, and based on that we are going to describe a temperature coefficient. That is what we are going to discuss in the second part. First one, Carey-Foster's bridge. Carey-Foster's or Foster bridge. Carey-Foster bridge is essentially a setup of Wheatstone bridge. It is specifically designed or arranged in such a way that it is used to identify the value of given unknown resistance. Let me draw the Carey-Foster's bridge first, then we will in the due course we will compare this with the classical Wheatstone bridge, how similar these two are. Essentially both are same. For this purpose, how to draw this figure? First, let's draw three strips with a sufficient gap. We have to draw three strips. Okay, then let's draw an L-shaped strip whose face is facing these strips that we have drawn. Okay, and then you put three dots in these three strips. So I'm explaining the method of how to draw this. Then you draw a dot here also, three dots in all three strips, right? Now draw a straight line between the bottom 2 points, that is for the face L phases, L strips, you draw a straight line. Okay, let this as AB, and it is a wire who has some resistance. So this is nothing but a wire with some resistance, with some R, but that is immaterial now. What is the value of the R? Next, let us you see these dots are connectors. Actually these dots are connectors. Now we need to connect. What is that? It's like there is a wooden bar. Assume that it's like there is a wooden bar, right? In this wooden bar a strip is connected like this. That is the setup that we have drawn here. And these dots are nothing but connectors, that is wire connectors. So here there are 11 wire connectors, in which let us choose these two symmetrical gaps now. So between these two symmetrical gaps, let us connect a resistance. Okay, let us connect a resistance and let us name it as P and Q, where P is equal to Q always in this setup. And now we are given with a resistance. So we are given with a resistance, right? And this resistance, say for example X, whose value is unknown, and this is to be find the value of X. If this is the task, how to do that? That can be done using this Carrier-Foster bridge. Well, let me complete the drawing of the bridge. So what we have to do, there is unknown resistance, right? Go to the right end of the gap. There you connect this. Which one? Let's say S for simplicity rather in the place of X. S is an unknown resistance. Let's say this is an unknown resistance. Now, here we have to put another resistance whose order is equal to that of unknown resistance. Which means if this unknown resistance falls in the range of 5 to 6 ohms means, then we can connect in the same order, that is within 10 ohms. A 10 ohms resistor can be connected here. That is the idea, right? Now, there is a point here, right? There is another point here. This point is alone, right? It is available separately. Now, take this two pair. This pair and this pair, connect a battery. It is E, that is nothing but a Lagrange cell. I have asked you to find out the output voltage, that is the potential difference between the nodes of the Lagrange cell, and I have asked you to write it in the comments box. Do the same here also. You just mention what is the value of the output of the Lagrange cell that is connected here, these points, this point and this connector point. Now what is remaining? Here is a connector is remaining. Let's take a galvanometer. You connect this galvanometer here, one end, and other end is connected to this key, moving key. There is a moving key in which we can connect. Let's write this key as K. So this is the setup. Okay, fine. Now, how this is similar to Wheatstone bridge? That you might have to understand, right? Right? See, starting this point, how Wheatstone bridge will look? Let us draw the diagram of Wheatstone bridge so that you will get an idea. So this is the schematic diagram of Wheatstone bridge. If you remember that, you can easily recollect. This is the schematic of Wheatstone bridge. Now this point is nothing but this point. Okay, and from left and right, left and right, there is resistor connected, P and Q, right? You see, P resistor and Q resistors are connected. And at this point, right, and the opposite side, opposite end of the Q, and again opposite end of the P, what is that? A battery is connected. So this point is okay. And now see, opposite end of Q here, you see this strip is metal strip, so entire this part is connected. So this side and the part of P, this side, what is connected? Lagrange cell is connected. Essentially a battery is connected. Okay, fine. So this part is okay. Now also there is another resistor, R and S is connected from this junction. So see, from this one line is going to Lagrange cell, another line is going to R. Similarly this side from other point of Q, one line is going to battery, other line is going to S. Okay, right? and R and S. Okay. Now what about the other part of R and S? Both should be connected, and that should be connected to galvanometer, right? Other end. In that case, you see here it is connected through this wire. Here also it is connected through this wire, and this is connected to this point through this galvanometer, right? So in that way, this Carey-Foster's bridge is essentially an equivalent circuit of Wheatstone bridge. The only thing is this point, that is from this point to this point, it has the resistor alpha, and from this point to this point it has the resistor beta. Assume like that. That is, this strip has some resistances. As like this wire has some resistance, this strip has some resistance, while there is no resistance between these three strips. This strip has zero resistor, here also zero resistor, here also zero resistor. In that way we have to assume. Okay, fine. Now, if you want, you can name this strip as M and this strip as N and this strip as C. Center resistor, so C. Center strip, so C. So that's fine. Now here this is unknown resistance, and this is known resistor of order which is equal to this resistor S. P and Q are equal resistances. Fine. See, I may be toggling between resistance and resistor, right? But which one is the correct pronunciation while talking about resistor? See, this component is called resistor, and the value of this component, the value holded by this resistor is called resistance. So resistance is the value of resistance offered by the resistor, right? And its unit is ohm. So don't confuse with resistor and resistance. If you are talking about this component, then you have to use the word resistor. If you are talking about the value which holded by this component, then you have to talk about resistance. That is the simple difference between resistor and resistance. Now, under this condition, if you put this marker here, right, slider here, sliding key, if you put the sliding key here, this galvanometer won't be, you know how the galvanometer will look like. If you look into the galvanometer, it will show you current, and the center it will be 0. There will be a needle, and this side also there will be values, this side also there will be values, which is starting from 0 and it is increasing this direction. Here also it is increasing this direction, and it may not at 0 exactly if you put the marker here. And from the point A2, we slowly move the sliding marker key from left to right at one point. Say for example this point, at this point, say this distance is L0. At this point, we observe this balance, which means this galvanometer needle goes to 0. Assume that condition, right? In that condition, you can write from the principle of Wheatstone bridge, you just redraw this diagram under this condition. How to draw that? Again, starting from here. So this point, there is P and there is Q in the top. There is P and there is Q in the top. And what is that? P, other point of the P and Q are connected to a battery, so that we can do it, no problem. It is connected to battery. And other point is connected to, again, one more line from P that goes to R, then there is a resistance alpha, then there is an other resistance between this point to this point of the wire. So here there are three resistance. One is from R, other one is from that strip, other one is from the wire. Similarly, this side there is an unknown resistance S and the resistance by beta, then this length, right? Between this length there is a resistance, right? So there are three resistances. In that way you have to write. So this is simply P and it is Q. In the middle, what is that? In the middle it is G. That's not a problem, right? There is a galvanometer. You see, this is Lagrange cell E. Here it is R and this one is alpha. It is S and this one is beta. Until that, no problem. But what is the resistance between this length L0? Or you can say, sorry, put L1 for simplicity. If you put L1, what will be that? Assume that the specific resistance of this wire per unit length, right? For example, the resistance of the wire per unit length is, for example, rho. Not P, it is rho. Okay. If this is the case, then for the resistance of the entire length of the wire, you have to multiply the resistance of wire per unit length multiplied by the total length. So in this case, this becomes rho times L1. And assume that the length of AB, which is equal to 1 meter. That is the basic definition setup which we have forgot to mention earlier. The total length of the setup is between A to B is 1 meter. So that at this point it will be rho times 1 minus L1, right? Where 1 represent 1 meter. Suppose here this unit length is centimeter, assume that. In this case, what will be that? All this will be L1 and this length is L2. From this point to this point, L2, and L2 which is unknown, right? Because L1 is also unknown, so that we have to subtract from 100 minus L1 if you write in terms of centimeter. If you are writing in terms of meter, then it is 1. In that case, the resistance of the wire per meter should be taken as rho. Okay, fine. Now, apply the principles of Wheatstone bridge, then the equation for balance. Equation for balance is given by nothing but, what is that? P by Q, which is equal to R by S. P by Q equal to R by S. According to that, what is P by Q here? P by Q, okay. What is R? In the place of R, there are three components. R plus alpha plus rho L1 divided by this side S plus beta plus 100 minus L1 multiplied by rho. Okay. So this is equation 1. Now, what we are going to do is, we are going to interchange these resistances. So unknown resistance is bring to left side and known resistance is bring to right side. Now, again, we are going to slide this marker key from left to right. This time, it won't give the balance at same L1. Rather, it will give you at some point L2. Give this some point L2 in this case. Okay. In that case, for the case 2 where we have interchanged the known resistance and unknown resistance. Now again we can apply from the principles of Wheatstone bridge, again we can apply this principle. In this case, what it will be? Here this will be L2, here also this will be L2. Fine. So if you write that equation, what would be the P by Q? P by Q will be R by S. So in that case, P by Q equal to, you just replace R plus alpha plus rho L2 by, no, there is one small difference. What is that? In the second case, hold on a minute. So this, in this diagram, let me draw this again. This P and Q won't change, alpha won't change, right? And rho L2, okay. So this is, let us assume that this is for first diagram, first case. So let it be, right? Now what we are going to do is, earlier R is here, S is here. Now we have interchanged, so that in the place of R now S will come. In the place of S now R will come. Isn't it? Fine. Then, but the value of this strip A and this B, the resistance of strip A and strip B, this strip and that strip is not going to change. So this is alpha and this is beta, no change. But the balancing length becomes L2. So this becomes rho times L2, and this becomes 100 minus L2 multiplied by rho. In this way it will change. So now if you apply, in the second case, if you apply the equation for balance according to the Wheatstone bridge, now if you write the equation for P by Q, it becomes, what is that? S alpha, no, PQ, this is RS, the formula, that is this resistance divided by this resistance and this divided by this, right? So if you want to write, then you have to write in that way. In that cases, what it will be? S plus alpha plus rho L2 divided by R plus beta plus 100 minus L2 into rho. This becomes equation number 2. If you look into these two equations, equation 1 and equation 2, left hand side is equal, which means right hand side should also be equal. So you can compare R plus alpha plus rho L1 by S plus beta plus 100 minus L1 multiplied by rho, which is equal to S plus alpha plus rho L2 divided by R plus beta 100 multiplied by L2 into rho. Right? By comparing equation from equation 1 and 2, we can write this becomes equation 3. Now what we are going to do is, we are going to add 1 in this equation 3 on both sides. Let us consider equation 3 and add plus 1. In that case, 1 plus R plus alpha plus rho L1 by S plus beta plus 100 minus L1 rho, which is equal to 1 plus S plus alpha plus rho L2 by R plus beta plus missing plus 100 minus L2 into rho. Right? Now you take LCM, so that S plus beta plus 100 minus L1 R S plus beta plus 100 R minus let's keep this as it is for a while. L1 into rho plus R. Okay, let's bring it inside. 100 L1 minus rho L1 plus R plus alpha plus rho L1, which is equal to R plus beta plus 100 rho minus L2 rho plus S plus alpha plus rho L2 divided by R plus beta plus 100 minus L2 rho. In that way it will come. Now what we can do? We can cancel out rho L1 and rho L1 and rho L2 and rho L2. So what's common? S plus R plus alpha plus beta plus 100L divided by S plus beta plus 100 minus L1 rho, which is equal to here R plus S plus alpha plus beta plus 100 rho divided by R plus beta plus 100 minus L2 times rho. Comparing these two equations, S plus R plus alpha plus beta plus 100L, S plus R plus alpha plus beta plus 100 rho, and not L, here also it's rho. Both side numerator is equal. In that case, if you multiply this to this side and this to this side, if you bring the denominator from left side to top of the numerator and the denominator of the right side to numerator of the left side, if you bring this, that is, if you bring this here and if you bring this here, what is that? You can put this term here and you can put this term here. So this and this are common, will cancel out each other. Now this and this becomes equal, right? Simply, if the numerators are equal, then the denominator must also be equal. In that case, here S plus beta plus 100 minus L1 rho must be equal to R plus beta plus 100 minus L2 rho, right? So S plus beta plus 100 rho minus L1 rho, which is equal to R plus beta plus 100 L2 minus 100 rho minus L2 rho. Which are common? Beta and beta common, so cancel out each other. 100 rho common, cancel out each other, right? And now what will happen? We want an expression for the unknown resistance S. So for that you keep S here and you bring the L1 rho to the right side. So R minus L2 rho plus L1 rho. This becomes R. You can take rho outside, so that L1 minus L2 rho. So this is the equation for S. And if you know this value, that is the resistance of the wire per unit length, then you know now what is the balancing length and you know what is the value of R, so that you can able to calculate the value of S. So that is the idea. But how to calculate the resistance of the wire per unit length? How to calculate the resistance of the wire per unit length? That is the idea. That is required, no? Otherwise, either it should be given or you have to calculate. Even it is not given, you can able to calculate. How? let's take two resistors, one metal strip, right, one connector strip, right, which has 0 resistor. So let us consider one strip. Then let's take, this is X and this is Y, another one standard resistance, say for example 0.1 ohms. You take this. So X is a strip, metal strip, which has 0 ohms, while Y has 0.1 standard ohms. Now what we can do, which means you place this in the position of X, this in the position of R, right? In that case, you short this and you place this 0.1 resistance here. You find the value L1. We have two resistors, one is connected here, another one is connected here. Now we are calculating the balancing resistance L1. Then you interchange the resistance, that is 0 is connected here and the 0.1 resistor is connected here. Now we get L2, right? Then you apply L1, L2 and the values to this equation. Oh, sorry, it's plus actually, right? If you take, it's plus, fine. If you apply in this equation, it is equation number say 4. What will be? So S is equal to, S is 0, R is 0.1, then we know what is the value of L1, L2 and rho. We have to rewrite this equation for rho, so that yeah, again we are missing the plus, right? Now what will be that? In this case we can write L1, L2 which is equal to minus 0.1. L1, L2 rho is equal to minus 0.1, or you can write minus L2 minus L1 rho which is equal to 0.1, or if you want rho you can write 0.1 divided by L2 minus L1. In this way you can calculate, right? So using this you can able to calculate the resistance per unit length of the given wire. Then you can do all other procedures in order to calculate the unknown resistance of the wire. So what is essentially required? You need a standard resistance 0.1 and you need a contact creating strip, then the given unknown resistance, then a resistance, decayed resistance to set the range, to set that value of that resistance which is equal to the order of the unknown resistance, right? Those things you required, and the Carey-Foster's bridge, right? So let me recall what actually in this once again. So Carey-Foster bridge is essentially nothing but it's a form of Wheatstone bridge. It is designed by Carey-Foster for the purpose of identifying given unknown resistance. In this purpose we have considered this setup. It consisting of 3 strips, each consists 3 contact points, all dots are contact points, then 2 L strips, and in between that, the bottom of the 2 L strips we have connected 1 meter wire, that is 100 centimeter wire, right? Here let us consider 2 gaps in the middle. We connect the resistors P and Q which are equal. Then in another 2 gaps are there we are connecting one unknown resistance on one side, another side the equal order of known resistance in the form of decayed resistance box is connected. Then in this middle 2 dots we are connecting a Lagrange cell. In the center dot, center connecting point, we are connecting a galvanometer that is going to be connected with the wire. And the other end is connected to an sliding mover, and which is used to move along this AB wire in order to create balance in the bridge. Now what we are going to do is assume that first this unknown resistance is connected in the right side, and we are finding the balancing length L1 and the equivalent circuit is given here. In this we assume that the resistance of the strip A and B is alpha and beta, while this 3 strips has the 0 resistance. So that applying equivalent circuit for Wheatstone bridge, it will give you P and Q, while in the bottom side in the place of R there are 3 resistances. One is R this place, another one is the resistance in this strip, and third one is the resistance of the wire in the length of balancing length. this is here the remaining balancing length, resistance contributed with the remaining balancing length, and the resistance by this beta and S. And we know the equation for balance, P by Q, which is equal to R by S, we have applied. Using this, we get an equation number 1. Then we are interchanging the resistance. We can again draw. So here I have skipped to draw the connection of the batteries. That is not playing any role in deriving this equation. So fine. So that by interchanging the resistance resistors, we can also again write this equation 2. Left hand side of this equation 1 and equation 2 both are equal, so that right hand side must be equal. So we have compared this right hand side. Then we obtain this equation 3, and in this we add +1 on either side, so it doesn't make any difference. If you add equal values, if you multiply, if you divide, whatever in both sides, that won't affect the entire concept of the equation, so that we add +1 on either side. Then we take LCM and we have removed it common terms, and if you look into that, we find that the numerators of either side is equal, so that denominator must be equal. I have given why it is like, and then you compare and you rewrite, you simplify the equation, we will end up with an equation for unknown resistance, which is S is equal to R plus L1 minus L2, rho, unit is ohms. Now here rho is the resistance per unit length that we need to calculate, or it should be given for a given wire, so that for this given wire AB, if the resistance per unit length is unknown, that also we can able to calculate if you are provided with a contact strip plus a standard strip of 0.1 ohm or 1 ohm. Right, using that we have to apply contact strip to create short circuit one side, other side you can put 0.1 ohm, then you can find the balancing length L1 and interchange the strips, then you can find L2, you substitute in this equation number 4 and you will end up with the value for rho. Using that you can repeat the first experiment in order to calculate the given unknown resistance. So this is what the Carey-Foster bridge and the calculation of the unknown resistances. We said in this lecture we have also covered another topic, that is the temperature coefficient of the resistance, but as time exceeds for this to cover this part itself, so let us continue that part in the next class. So until then, please friends, stay safe, stay secure. Thank you. See you again in the next lecture.